The attic smelled of mothballs and old grief, but Amanda's attention fixed on a shoebox tucked behind a rusted filing cabinet. The lid bore a single line in elegant, unfamiliar cursive, "Hold for Amanda when older."
Her birth grandmother's name was on the return address of a never-sent package she found years ago. This was her handwriting.
Amanda lifted the lid. Inside, neat rows of yellowed envelopes packed the box, each one addressed to her in looping cursive.
They're all opened. Someone's already opened them and sealed them back up.
The first envelope slid out. She unfolded the brittle paper and read the opening line. "My dearest Amanda, I have loved you every day of your life."
That's a lie. They told me my birth mother abandoned me at the hospital and never looked back.
Her hands trembled, and a tear dropped onto the page, smearing the ink that had waited 22 years for this moment.
There are 22 letters here, one for every birthday. She didn't abandon me. Mary lied.
The attic, once a storage space for forgotten things, now held the weight of a stolen life. And the only thing Amanda knew for certain, nothing she had been told was true. She pulled out another envelope, its postmark stamped a decade ago, the paper yellowed and fragile from years of waiting. The letter inside began, "Happy 5th birthday, my sweet girl. I think of you every single day." She fanned out the stack, 22 years of intercepted words, each envelope sliced open and clumsily resealed by the same hand.
The most recent letter had a return address in Portland, Oregon. Her mother was still there. This was sent 3 months ago. She hasn't given up. She's been waiting for me.
She unfolded the sheet with trembling fingers and read the last line, "I never stopped looking for you. I waited 22 years."
I need to call this number now. I can't let her wait another day.
Her hand closed around her phone. The attic, heavy with secrets, seemed to hold its breath as she punched in the Oregon digits.
What if she answers? What if she doesn't? What if she spent all these years hating me?
With the envelope clutched in one hand and the phone in the other, Amanda took a breath that felt like stepping off the edge of everything she knew. The line rang twice before a tentative, elderly voice answered.
Hello, this is Carol. May I ask who's calling? This is Amanda. I found your letters, all 22 of them. Oh, sweet girl. We've prayed for this call for 22 years.
Carol's voice cracked, and Amanda heard a lifetime of grief in that single sob.
Your mother had postpartum psychosis. She asked Mary and David to babysit, and they never returned you. Mary and David, my parents, they told me you abandoned me. They lied, honey. They took you and kept you. You were never theirs to keep.
The betrayal was absolute. Amanda's fingers went numb, the phone slipping from her grip. She ended the call without a word, the dial tone buzzing like an accusation in the sudden silence. For a long moment, Amanda didn't move. Then she picked up the first letter again, as if needing to see the lie in writing.
My whole life they told me I was unwanted, but these words say the opposite.
She unfolded an early letter, the one where her mother wrote, "Mary and David are coming to watch you this weekend. I'll be back soon."
They never let her come back. They lied to the courts, to me, to everyone.
Amanda packed the shoebox purposefully, the evidence of her stolen history warming a new resolve in her chest.
He has to know. He has to look me in the eyes and explain.
In the living room, David sat alone with a book, the lamplight casting deep shadows across his face. Amanda appeared in the doorway, the shoebox clutched against her chest like a shield.
This man raised me, and he stole me. I don't know which truth is heavier.
She stepped inside, the box between them now, and David looked up with the easy affection of someone who had no idea his world was ending.
I found these in the attic. Letters from my birth mother, years of them all opened and resealed by Mary.
That can't be right. Mary would never keep something like that from me.
I called the Oregon number. Carol told me everything. The illness, the babysitting, and how you never returned me.
I thought she abandoned you. Mary said she left you at the hospital. I never knew about any of this.
He's lying. The tremor in his voice is too practiced. Read them yourself. She wrote every birthday. You robbed her of a daughter and me of a mother.
I didn't know. Mary must have kept this secret alone. I'm as shocked as you are.
He retreated from the room, the lie hanging between them like smoke that refused to settle.
He knows more than he's saying. I'll find the truth, no matter what it costs.
The shoebox in her arms felt like armor. She would not rest until every letter had its voice. Back in the attic, Amanda pulled the oldest envelope, its seal scarred by Mary's prying fingers. The brittle pages held a promise. Mary visited today. She said she would bring you back when I was well.
She planned this from the start. She never intended to return me.
Another letter, dated months later, described Elizabeth's horror at finding their names in an adoption notice. The ink was blotted with old tears. They stole my baby. How could they do this?
Mary lied to Elizabeth, to the courts, to everyone. This was no misunderstanding.
An image surfaced in her mind, Mary in the hospital corridor, taking Elizabeth's child like a shopping bag.
I was never hers to take. I was a baby, not a possession.
The adoption decree, a legal fiction built on a lie, was filed while Elizabeth was sedated and helpless. Amanda closed the box. The truth was no longer a question, it was a verdict waiting to be delivered. She descended the stairs, found David still in his chair, and placed the letter in his hands.
This letter is from 2 weeks after you took me. She trusted you to bring me back.
David read the fading ink, and his false certainty shattered.
I never saw this letter. Mary must have hidden it from me too. You have to believe me.
You expect me to believe you never suspected a thing for 22 years?
I found out when you were 10. I saw a letter. Mary begged me to stay silent.
And you chose her lie over my right to know my own mother?
I was a coward. Please, don't destroy what's left of this family.
You destroyed it the moment you decided silence was easier than the truth.
He sank to the floor, his sobs filling the room, but Amanda felt nothing close to forgiveness. Amanda walked out of the room, phone in hand, and dialed Carol's number before she could change her mind.
Hello, Amanda? Are you all right? You sound shaken. I need you to tell me exactly what happened after I was born. Leave nothing out. Your mother had severe postpartum psychosis. She was hospitalized. Mary and David were family friends who offered to watch you temporarily. A week later, they stopped answering calls. When she got out, they had already adopted you legally. How could a judge grant adoption to people who were just babysitters? They convinced the court she abandoned you. With her mental health record, no one questioned it. The law was used as a weapon. My entire identity was built on legalized theft. She never gave up hope. She sent those letters to the only address she had, praying one day you'd see them.
Amanda ended the call, the full scope of the conspiracy pressing down like a physical weight. The weight of the call followed her back to the attic, where the shoebox still sat like a silent accuser.
If Mary hid these, what else is buried? She was too meticulous to leave loose ends.
One by one, she emptied the envelopes, stacking them in chronological order across the dusty floorboards. Then, from the bottom of the pile, a blank envelope, no postmark, just her name in Mary's tight script. Inside a single sheet, Elizabeth, I know you'll never forgive me, but it was best for the child. She's safe with us.
She wrote to my birth mother. She justified it. She knew exactly what she was stealing.
Beneath it, a second letter, this one addressed to Mary from Carol, dated 20 years ago. The faded ink trembled. Mary, please, let us see Amanda. You've taken enough. Don't make her grow up motherless.
They ignored a grandmother's plea. 2 families destroyed, And for what?
She pressed the letters to her chest, the proof of premeditation now searing against her heart. Amanda found David in the study, his hands trembling around a cold cup of coffee. She placed Mary's letter on the desk.
You told me you didn't know, but Mary wrote this to my birth mother 2 days after you took me.
David's hands shook as he read the letter, the proof of his wife's confession staring back at him.
I thought she destroyed all the letters. Mary said it was best if you never knew.
You were part of it. This letter from Carol proves you kept me from my entire family.
When Mary was dying, she told me the truth. She'd planned it from the day Elizabeth asked us to babysit. I knew we were supposed to return you, but I was weak, and I loved you. I let it happen.
You destroyed my identity because you were too selfish to let go.
He crumbled, his body sagging under the weight of a confession 22 years overdue. Amanda walked out, the sound of his sobs echoing behind her like a funeral dirge. Amanda stopped in the hallway, her chest heaving as if she'd been running. Behind her, David's footsteps faltered.
Please, just let me explain. I was afraid of losing you if the truth ever came out.
You were afraid of losing something that wasn't yours to keep? That's not love, that's possession.
Mary convinced me it was the only way. She said Elizabeth was unstable, that you'd be better off with us.
He's still blaming Mary. He can't even own his choices without dragging her ghost into it. You had 22 years to choose the truth. Every birthday, every holiday, you chose the lie.
I thought I was protecting you. I know now it was wrong, but I loved you so much I couldn't let go.
This isn't about love. It's about control. You stole my mother, my grandmother, my entire history.
David reached out, but Amanda raised a hand. The distance between them had become a chasm no apology could bridge. She looked at the man who raised her and saw only a stranger wearing her father's face. In her childhood bedroom, Amanda set the shoebox on the dresser. Her mirror reflection stared back, unfamiliar and fractured.
Every memory I have was built on a crime. I don't even know who I am anymore.
From the box, she withdrew a small, worn photograph, a young woman with her auburn hair loose, holding a newborn against her cheek.
She kept this. For 22 years, she kept this one picture of me.
Amanda grabbed her phone and dialed Carol, needing to fill the void between the letters and the woman who wrote them.
Amanda, I've been hoping you'd call back. Are you all right? Tell me about her life. What kind of person has she become? She never remarried, never had more children. She said her heart was frozen in time, still waiting for you. She waited her whole life for me. I can't let her wait another day.
She ended the call with a promise to come, then opened her laptop and began searching for flights to Portland. The confirmation email appeared. A flight to Portland departing at 7 a.m. She printed the ticket and folded it into her pocket. In the hallway, David confronted her, his voice shaking with a warning.
Don't do this. Some things are better left buried.
You don't get to ask me to bury anything. Not anymore.
You'll destroy what's left of this family. Is that what you want?
There is no family built on kidnap and lies. I'm going to Oregon, and nothing you say will stop me.
I raised you. For 22 years I loved you. Doesn't that count for anything?
It counts for the reason I'm not leaving without a word, but I am leaving.
She packed the shoebox into a small carry-on, the letters rustling against the fabric like whispered accusations. The front door closed behind her with a quiet click, final and absolute. The porch light flickered as Amanda stood on the step, her breath visible in the cold. David's car remained in the driveway, but she didn't look back. Inside her car, she watched the porch through the windshield, then turned the key. The phone buzzed with David's name.
He can call 50 times. It won't change what happened.
She merged onto the highway, the shoebox on the passenger seat vibrating with each bump. The phone rang again, but she let it go to voicemail, then silenced it.
I'm going to meet my mother. For the first time.
Miles passed, headlights cutting through the dark, the airport signs glowing ahead. David's last voicemail was a whisper, "Please don't leave me." She deleted it. At the long-term parking lot, she sat for a moment, holding the shoebox. Then she got out, the box in her arms, and walked toward the terminal. The security line moved quickly, but Amanda felt each second as a step away from the only life she knew. Above the clouds, the turbulence settled. Amanda rested her hand on the shoebox beneath the seat in front of her.
22 letters for 22 years, and I'm holding every one of them.
The wheels touched down in Portland with a jolt. The seatbelt sign went off, and the cabin filled with the shuffle of bags. At the arrivals gate, a silver-haired woman held a handwritten sign that simply said, "Amanda."
Oh, sweetheart, you look just like her.
Carol pulled Amanda into a fierce embrace, and for a long moment, neither spoke.
She's been waiting for this day her whole life. I can't believe you're finally here.
The wipers beat a steady rhythm as they drove through the gray, wet streets of the small town. Through the misted window, Amanda saw the coffee shop where Elizabeth waited, and her heart paused between one breath and the next. Carol parked across the street, her finger tracing the condensation on the window, pointing at the silhouette inside. Amanda opened the car door into the steady drizzle, the shoebox pressed tight against her chest.
She's at the corner table. I'll be here when you're ready.
Amanda crossed the slick pavement, the coffee shop door glowing like a beacon in the gray afternoon. The bell above the door chimed. A woman with auburn hair rose from her seat as if pulled by an invisible string. Their eyes met. Same auburn waves, same green hazel irises, identically fragile. For a long moment no one moved. 22 years collapsed into the space of a single breath.
Amanda, she said my name. That one word undid everything.
Amanda stepped forward, the shoebox between them like a fragile offering. Amanda set the shoebox on the small table, pushing aside a half-empty cup. The letters rustled as if still alive.
Are they my letters? Everyone. Mary opened them all, then sealed them back up so I'd never know.
Elizabeth lifted the top envelope, her thumb tracing the crease where it had been violated.
I wrote them for you. On every birthday I sat down and wrote, hoping somehow you'd find them. I read them all, 22 letters. I know you never stopped looking, and I know you loved me.
A sob escaped Elizabeth, and she pressed the letter to her lips as if kissing the daughter she had lost.
I was told you'd be better off with them. I was so sick. I believed them. They stole you from me. They stole both of us.
They sat in the quiet. The letters spread across the table like a paper bridge, and for the first time, the silence was not empty.
I had postpartum psychosis. I barely knew up from down, but I trusted Mary and David. They were my friends.
Elizabeth described the hospital stay, the sedation, and the weeks of silence until she learned the adoption had been finalized.
This is the only picture I had. The nurse snapped it before they took you away. I've seen that same curl of my lip in my own baby pictures. That's her, and that's me. My childhood was ordinary on the surface. Mary kept house. David ran a store. I never knew the quiet was hiding a crime. You hold your teacup the same way I do. Pinky off the edge. My grandmother did that too.
Amanda looked down at her hand, a genetic echo she'd never understood until this moment.
I always thought it was just a quirk. Now it's proof I came from somewhere.
Elizabeth reached across and gently straightened Amanda's collar, the maternal gesture so natural it broke the last wall between them. They sat back, the photo and letters mingling with the teacups, and for the first time in either of their lives, the past felt less like a wound and more like a map home.
I want to hate them, but all I feel is pity for two people so broken they built a family on a lie. I still love David, and I hate that I love him.
That love makes you human, not weak.
She understands. She's the first person who has ever understood.
They've already taken 22 years. I won't let them take this too.
Then let's not let them. I want to know you properly.
She reached across the table, and Elizabeth clasped her hand. The letters crinkled beneath their fingers.
This hand wrote every birthday, and now it's holding mine.
They sat in a silence filled with promise rather than loss. The coffee shop emptied, but neither noticed. They were building a bridge one letter at a time. The last customer left, and the barista began wiping down tables. But they remained in their bubble of reclaimed time.
I don't want this afternoon to end.
It doesn't have to. This is just the beginning.
They began carefully returning letters to the shoebox, each envelope a chapter of a story no longer hidden. Elizabeth lifted the box, now lighter, as if the truth had weighed more than paper.
I came here with a box of secrets. I'm leaving with a mother.
They stepped out into the Oregon evening. The rain had stopped, leaving the streets glistening under streetlights. Under the awning, Elizabeth pulled Amanda into a long embrace, the shoebox wedged between them like a promise.
One phone call, one impossible choice, and now everything that was stolen is being returned.
The letters, once hidden, now bound with a ribbon, sat beside a framed photo of two auburn-haired women smiling in the sun. The attic waited, silent now. The dust motes had settled, but the space felt lighter, emptied of its secrets. David was in his usual chair when Amanda walked in, a framed photograph held against her chest.
This is my mother and me. I thought you should see it.
She has your hair, your smile. I'll never forgive myself for what I took from you.
I'm not here for an apology. I'm here because you're still part of my story, whether I like it or not.
David's hands trembled as he set the photo on the coffee table, the image of what he had lost staring back at him. Amanda stood, the space between them less a chasm now and more a distance that might one day be walked. She left without another word, the front door clicking shut behind her, softer this time. In the silence, David remained, holding the photograph as if it were a fragile map to redemption. The shoebox had traveled across the country and back, but it no longer held secrets. It held a history. Each of the 22 envelopes once violated by prying hands now rested under a ribbon Amanda had tied herself. Beside them, the framed photograph caught the morning light. Amanda and Elizabeth stood outside the coffee shop on a sunny day, their matching auburn hair catching the wind, smiles unforced. The camera had clicked at the moment Elizabeth laughed at something Amanda said, their faces alive with the simplicity of being together. That photograph replaced the one David used to carry in his wallet, a picture of a lie. Now the truth had a face, framed and permanent. The letters, once evidence of a crime, had become a testament to a love that outlasted betrayal. And as the sun climbed higher, casting the room in gold, the past settled into something that could finally rest. The story was hers now, all of it.